Don't ask me when this became a tutorial because that was not my plan at all, but I can't not talk. So today I am gonna do a brunch beat. I am supposed to go to brunch with one of my friends and I just wanted to play in makeup beforehand. So I'm gonna start with the eyes today and then move forward to the face, which might take a little work. If you can see, my lovely friends are visiting me on this side of my face, but it's going to be okay. So starting with the eyes, I am going to prep those by using my Ulta Beauty matte eye primer, taking a dab of that and patting it into the eyes. Don't ask me when this became a tutorial because that was not my plan at all, but I can't not talk. So there's that. Once that is down, I'm gonna take my GRWM Tan Lines palette. And I'm going to take the shade Beachaholic on just a little blender brush and set myself up to have a color in the crease because it's about to get a little funky, but we want it to blend well regardless. Look more like a human already. Next, I am going to take my e.l.f. J Kissa palette. Oh, this thing is so stunning. I love it so much. I use it all the time, even if you can't tell. So I'm going to take the green shade in there, which is called Alien, and I am going to start buffing that around. So I'm throwing that in the crease as well. A little tap there, a little tap here. Starting to build the green up. I'm satisfied with that so far. I'm going to dip back into my GRWM palette and I'm going to take the shade Limelight on a denser brush and start packing that onto my lid. Pack that on. Pack. Ooh. Just brushing over those. Gonna take that first brush I used with a little more from the e.l.f. palette and really work that upward so everything is blended nicely and we don't just have a line of green on both of our eyes. I'm pretty satisfied with that. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and start in on my base, and I'm actually gonna take my Milk Flex Concealer and put it on some of these spots. I'm once again going to be using my small mirror down here just so I can see very well. There's a spot, there's a spot, everywhere a spot. Some days it feels like that. This handy dandy little IT concealer brush that I'm going to use to blend these spots out. Blend those out, drag some over here and up here just to get it off our brush. Having breakouts is fun. Next, I'm going to take my Milk Flex foundation stick, which this was a total coincidence. I kind of just grabbed and went, so we'll see if the products work together like they're supposed to. So I'm gonna go ahead and spread that all over my face. I have noticed that this has a little bit of a scent to it, and maybe that's because it's a more natural, clean product, which it doesn't really bother me. I'm sensitive to scents, and this one doesn't really bother me because it's very natural. So I am going to take my Morphe little foundation brush and I'm gonna start buffing this out. You can also, obviously, as I'm sure any little booty guru has told you at some point, use your hands to blend this out and use the warmth from your body to really kind of set this into the skin. And see, now I feel like that has set us up where if I'm going to use concealer, I don't feel like I need to add more there, but I will put a dot and a dot where I get some darkness, and I'm going to let that set for a moment while I do my eyebrows. I feel confident in my eye makeup and my foundation that I can go ahead and throw some brows on If you notice, my natural brows are really pretty light in comparison to my hair. Don't ask me how it ended up like that because I honestly do not have an answer for you. I'm gonna go ahead and blend out my concealer now. I am going to throw some brown liner, and this is from Hard Candy, which you can just pick up at Walmart. I'm gonna throw that on my inner waterline and tight line. I'm going to continue on with my face, and today I am using cream products. So I have this Ulta Beauty face sculpting stick, and this is what I will be using kind of to bronze up a little bit, and it's pretty cool tone, but it still does a really good job. Throw that on the spots that I would like. Threw that on my jaw, gotta fake it till I make it. Take this little elf brush and kind of stipple that out. Next, I'm going to take this Milani Prep Set and Glow Powder and set only right here under my eyes. That's the only place I feel like I need it, so things don't really crease. The rest of my face is really pretty glowy, which is how I prefer it. Take this e.l.f. highlighting stick, and it's really just a dewy clear stick. And so I'm not spreading makeup back and forth. I like to take a couple of my fingers, and then hopefully you can see how dewy that is. And I just added to the spots that I want some extra glow on my face. Gotta use just one finger when we get in those tight spots, like around our eyebrows. Now for the piece de resistance, throw that on our cheeks. Look at that. Look at that dew. It's just, it's everything. I'm sweating out in the sun. This is how I like to pretend that I look. The effect that this product gives me, it's just, it's perfect. It's perfect for me. Now that all of that is set and laid down, I'm gonna go to the lower lash line. I'm just gonna take the remainder of the green product on our small brush. I'll brush it very gently along there so there's just a little bit of color to tie it together. I'm gonna dip back into this palette, and I'm actually gonna take this kind of iridescent purple color, which is called Sway, and I'm gonna add that into my inner corners. I just love that pop it gives. It's really not overwhelming, even though it's straight up purple. Next, I'm going to add just a little bit of fun, and I'm going to take this Milani Hypnotic Lights in 04 Starlight, and I'm going to add some of that onto my lid space. You could just use the applicator, but I am going to use my ring fingers to do this, and it just has a really pretty kind of purpley shift from that white. And I am just going to very carefully pat that on the inner portion of the eye, and it doesn't really add a whole lot of a big difference. It's still a very lightweight product, but it just brings even more sparkle, I think, to the eyes. So before I finish, I am going to take my setting spray. This is just a mix of some Makeup Revolution sprays I'm trying to use up. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's my whole face. Got a little head. I'm going to add my CoverGirl Exhibitionist mascara. Whatever color, whatever formula, whatever mascara you have, use it. My favorite thing to do is stab myself in the eye with the mascara wand. Close up, once over, satisfied. That's it. That's all. It is what it is. We're happy, we're content, and we are going to brunch.